video starts, wanted to let you know that I wrote a book called Be Free, and if you're interested in reading that, it's my story overcoming shame, depression, all the things, and how I stepped into a life of freedom, joy, grace, all those things. There's a link to that to purchase in the description box below. Okay, enjoy the video. Hello there, people of the world, and welcome to today's episode of Coffee Chats with Jax. This video is kind of a sequel to last week's video about me being scared of making decisions, because honestly, it's just been a really prominent theme in my life. But I'm talking about like big life decisions when things are at stake here. Disagreements that aren't just a disagreement on what TV show you want to watch after work. Those types of decisions are hard because sometimes in those choices, relationships could be at stake. That's not fun, and for a person like me, that's terrifying because my biggest fear in life honestly is people. And I say that in a way of not like I'm scared all these people are gonna come out and kill me. I say that in a way of like, relationships are the single most important thing in the world to me. The reason I'm telling you that is that is my biggest gift, but it's my biggest burden. In my opinion, at least. Like, people matter more than anything to me, but I hold them up here a lot of the time, and I hold relationships with people up to a standard of like, letting me know who I am. Like, am I okay if I don't have this person in my life or on the same page as me? And in my past, a lot of the time, because I'm afraid of that, because I'm so afraid of what people think about me, I haven't been very kind to myself. And I say that in a way of like, I have taken away my own voice by shifting and going with the flow sometimes and what other people want from me, because I want people to like me. Because I'm afraid if people don't like me, then I'm not good enough, and it just becomes like one thing after the next thing. It's just like this cycle of me feeling like a failure. To be honest with you guys, not making a choice is making a choice. Whether you want to blame it on someone else or not, at the end of the day, it was your decision. It was your decision to do what you did. And sometimes that's fun and sometimes that's not so fun. You have to own that. You have to go to bed at night thinking in your mind of the choices that you made, and you're the one who has to live with that. Not the people who told you what to do, but you. And sometimes when I have a big thing in my mind or my life, I can't do anything but try and figure it out. And sometimes it feels impossible because I'm afraid of disappointing people. I'm afraid of disappointing Jesus. I'm afraid of doing the wrong thing. What choice would you rather be wrong about? Like, say you were wrong. Say you did do the wrong thing. What would you be able to live with yourself for by being wrong? That cleared things up in a weird way for me. I would never want to pick the side of the spectrum that would hurt somebody in a way that I would never in a million years want to hurt somebody. Part of being a grown-up means making your own decisions, living true to who you actually are. First, realizing who you are, realizing what kind of person you want to be, and being true to that. We don't get to just say we're this one thing or this other person was one thing, and we don't get to just make up these fake whatever excuses for our lives. We have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with other people. When we mess up, we have to be honest about that. We can't just spread lies that make us feel more comfortable with ourselves because we're too insecure to face the truth of what is real. That's just part of what it means to grow up. I just know what it's like on the other side of the spectrum. I know what it's like to hide. I know what it's like to tell lies constantly, to cover up choices that I made and who I am. I know what it's like to not own my decisions and to blame them on someone else. That's the worst way I've ever lived in my life. I did that for a year and a half, and then when I came clean and decided to own my stuff and be real and honest, that's when everything changed. So now it's like, if I make a mistake or something, let's talk about it. I'll probably write it in a book or post it in a video, but hiding and lying is so not the answer. It's not right, and it will destroy you. So when you make these choices, the standard for them should be, what kind of person do you want to be? What are the core values that you want to live with? Because sometimes it's hard and confusing, and I don't know what the right thing is to do. But who do you want to be? What kind of person do you want staring back at you in the mirror? For me, it's a person that lives by love. If all else fails, resort to love, kindness, and grace. That's what saved my life. That's what changed my life, saved my life. It's the person of Jesus, and when all else fails, that's what I want to be led by. That's what I want to lead my choices. Love, grace, integrity. Because if I'm not doing that, like if I know that's true, and then I am choosing to live another way, and I am choosing to give my voice over to somebody else, and fluctuating based on who I'm around, then I'm betraying myself. I'm betraying my own voice and my own spirit that I was created with. We have to stop letting people take away our voices, but we also have to stop giving our voices away. Disagreement does not always have to end in end of relationship. When I lived in Nashville, I had to learn a lot of lessons regarding that. And one of the biggest lessons that I learned was that if I'm standing in a room full of 100 people that all believe one thing, they all believe this one way of life, and if that way of life does not feel genuine to me, if in my heart of hearts, my deepest spirit, I know that that is not okay. But if I choose to go along with it anyway, then I'm betraying myself. It is okay if I'm in a room of 100 people and they all think one way and I think the other. It is okay because that voice in your heart means something. It means something, so we have to start trusting ourselves and stop handing over who we are to someone else to make them happy. One of my biggest battles in life is being afraid of what other people think about me. I sacrifice myself in the process of that, but I want to be done doing that. I want to live a life led by love. I want to live a life of integrity. Because when we do make the wrong choice, the really incredible thing about that is that there's this thing called grace for that. Grace gives us elbow room, breathing room to try and figure out who we are. Like I've said a million times, we will make mistakes in the process. We will make poor decisions in the process. But after we make those mistakes and those poor decisions, we gotta own it. We'll learn from it. Be honest about it. There is nothing more attractive to me than someone who could be honest about where they've messed up and work to move forward. That's the kind of person that I want to be. That's the kind of people that are in my life. They've taught me that. They've shown me that way of life, of being upfront with who you are, upfront with how you feel, bold in how you feel, but honest at the same time. We don't have to perform, we don't have to put on a show. We don't have to create some big fantasy story to make us feel okay. We just have to be who we are. The best thing you have to offer someone is yourself. Your heart of hearts, what's genuine, how you actually feel, what your stance on something actually is. And I'm learning this along with you because it's so hard, and I'm saying all these things, but I'm frustrated because I struggle to the max with this. Let's be bold in how we feel. Let's be bold in our friendships. Let's know that it's okay if how we feel is different than somebody else. Everyone is entitled to the way that they feel and their opinions and how they think, but we get to make a choice on all the things I just talked about, but also on how we treat those people that disagree with us. It doesn't just end on our choice to believe what we believe, but we have to respect people who believe what they believe too. No matter how different someone is than you, you respect them, you be kind to them, you love them. That's how I want to live. This is just my process and my journey with that. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that you have a good rest of the week. Bye. Look guys, before you leave, I wrote a book called Be Free. It is my life story, basically overcoming shame, depression, all that stuff, and how I entered into a life of joy and grace and freedom. That link to my book's description box below called Be Free. Or if you guys want to support me on Patreon, it's basically my fan-funded label where you can pledge $1 a video, $3 a video, $5 a video, whatever you're comfortable with. That link is also in the description box below. And also, Be Free merch. I got hats, I got pillows, I got tank tops, bags, mugs, all the things. Description box below if you are interested in that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.